videos, and I'm laying in bed. I'm trying to get some sleep before I gotta go to work, and I hear, "Listen, I likes you, and I want you. Now we could do this the easy way, or we could do this the hard way." And I'm like, "Oh, what the hell are you watching?" And it's like, I turn it off, but no matter where you turn, that sound effect, and we know where it's from, right?
Yeah.
But that sound effect is fucking everywhere, and you can't get away from it. It's like, oh my gosh, this is like brain rot, you know? And you do your best to do what you can, you know, and it is what it is. It makes me sound like a horrible parent. I'm not a horrible parent.
He's a mediocre parent.
I'm a mediocre parent.
On a scale of 1 to 10, he's a high 5, maybe a 6.
I'm a 7. I'm a 7.
He's a 7. Okay.
It's like, you know, you just can't get away from that stuff. Like right now, his favorite show is Boo Boo Monkey, and it's in Portuguese. And he fucking loves that. And it's like, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get him away from this brain rot, right?
Okay.
I'm going to show him some real quality classics.
Okay.
I get Three Stooges.
No,
right?
That's not brain rot, no.
And I get 5 minutes in, and like, whoa. You think back, and it's like, oh, Three Stooges, it's really safe. You know, they bop each other, and they, yeah, kind of thing. But then when you're watching it with your 3-year-old, it's like, these guys are really fucking mean to each other. They're malicious with evil intent.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, he has a little brother, and like, I cannot allow him to watch this. You know, or else he's going to try to do some of this crap to his little brother. And so, okay, back to Boo Boo Monkey we go, at least. You know, some of the language isn't perfect, but at least they're like, oh, we're helping, oh, fire is bad, and we help our friends, and, you know, they're eating ice cream and, you know, buying stuff at the store. So it's like, you got to pick the lesser of two evils on that shit, you know. Because like Three Stooges and the Little Rascals
Popeye.
And all that stuff that we grew up with is way worse than the shit is now.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Well, and that's one of those things, like, you don't think about it being worse until you're actually there watching it. Because you're like, oh, yeah, Popeye punches Bluto a couple times. It's not that big of a deal. And then you realize, oh, no, like, Bluto is basically, like, trying to kidnap Olive Oil and you know...
Sexually assault her.
Yeah, essay her, yeah. And then, you know, Popeye shows up and he's like, you know, I'm going to fix this with my mitts. And he just beats the crap out of him. And it's cartoony and silly. But, you know, kids see stuff like that and they go, oh, yeah, I can solve all my problems with fighting, you know?
Yeah. Do you want me to wash your frogs while I'm at it?
If you want to, sure, yeah.
I mean, do you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
I can wash your frogs.
I did a little bit of wash on some of them, but, like, not a lot, so...
I got a heavy washing.
Yeah.
You want me to cut it down with some mid-tones or some light tone?
I've got light tone here. You want to add some of that to it?
Let's do that. Took my glasses off.
How did he paint the bases for the...
He does not have
bases
painted.
bases.
I think we should go with a gray.
A gray base?
Yeah, like a cemetery gray.
Okay. Do you have a cemetery gray available?
Of course.
I told you about that the other day when I was at Michael's trying to find gray, and we don't have gray.
What? They don't have gray.
They didn't have any gray. Yeah, well, I went to like the higher quality.
This is Crafter's Collection Neutral Gray.
I went to like the higher end paints, like the artist paints.
Oh no! You gotta get that bullshit, the dollar stuff, the 25-cent paints.
Yeah, I think we talked about this during the.
Oh yeah, these guys are cool. Little pink bellies. Look at that little pink belly. So cute.
Yeah, it's gonna take a couple coats.
Is it?
Yeah, that's all right though.
Yeah, now we have lizard men as well, but we have little skinks and some. We'll bust out the lizard men. They're fully painted already. They're from Mordheim. This is a pretty decent little band of dudes.
I played in a Blood Bowl league.
You did?
And I played the Amazons.
Uh-huh.
And I got to like the finals basically, or the Super Bowl or whatever. And I got murdered by dwarves. If anyone's ever played Blood Bowl, the Amazons all have dodge. Well, the problem is the dwarves all have tackle, I think is the ability. Well, basically, it's the anti-dodge ability. So functionally, normally you're dodging all over the field. You know, you're doing cool stuff. You're not afraid of anything. Against the dwarves, it's like, no, you're not doing any of that. You're basically like humans with bad armor.
Yeah, I remember something similar happened to me with Pokemon cards. I built my deck a neutral deck, so it's colorless, right? So I was immune to everybody, except for, like, water or something. And this guy got me, and he just freaking just annihilated me with his bullshit fucking deck. But yeah, Blood Bowl, when I first got my new camera, I had a different camera, and I have a Blood Bowl box right back there, and I did like a 10-minute video. But the fucking camera kept cutting off every 9 minutes. And I would go through it, and I did the video like 6 or 7 different times. And it would cut out the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Or halfway through every single freaking time. And then so I said, fuck it. And I never did the Blood Bowl video again. So, but I have Blood Bowl, I got Mordheim, I got the starter decks for all the Warhammer shit. You know, Hero Quest, everything. I was going to do a video on each box set, you know. But I got frustrated until I got this new camera, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm Blood Bowled out, you know. But I have a Blood Bowl story, and the fact that the one time I played in a league, I played Beastmen.
Okay.
And I had a giant Minotaur.
Right.
As my heavy, right?
Right.
And the first game I played in the tournament, this motherfucker killed my Minotaur and my Kroxigor quarterback or something like that. He just straight up rolled 6s or whatever it is, like 3 times in a row, and he just straight up died. And he was like, however many points he was. Let's throw out a generic, like 200 points or something. He was like half of my fucking team. And I was like, fuck. And, you know, because it's not like, oh, well, I'll just do over and do them and pretend like it didn't happen next game, because you're in a freaking tournament.
Yeah.
And you can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a friendly game of tournament. You know, this is a, like, you know, at a game store, you know, and we signed up and everything. And yeah, it was a mess. And that's when I like, you know what, fuck Blood Bowl. I hate it.
I remember one time I was in a league playing, and I made 2 people quit back to back.
Really?
And so if you quit a game
because of your dodge. Dodge.
So this was a different team. So I was playing orcs this time.
Okay.
And
standard
orcs, and basically I knocked out a couple high-end players. I didn't kill them, but I knocked them out of the game. And the other person's like, "You're gonna have such an advantage on me. You're gonna be able to potentially kill or knock down, and potentially kill all my whole team, you know, and that wasn't my plan at all. You know, my plan was to just grab the ball and score. But both times they both quit, and when they did, I basically got all the money for both teams.
Wow.
So instead of getting, you know, like 50,000, I got like 100,000. You know.
Wow.
And so I walked out of like 2 games with like, I want to say like $250,000, and like my team was like so far ahead of everybody else after that that like nobody wanted to play against me, and and so the way the league worked was
broke the game.
Yeah, well, so the way the league worked was like if you had the most points, you couldn't challenge anybody. You could only challenge somebody with more points than you. So like nobody challenged my team for like 4 weeks or something crazy. And so luckily everyone had 2 teams. So everyone was challenging my other team that kind of sucked. And so they would like challenge my other team, win. Like, are you gonna challenge the big team? No. And then heck no. And then challenge, you know. And it was just, but yeah, it felt pretty good to like watch people like quit, you know, like just be like, hey, I'm quitting. And like I think one of the guys even restarted his whole team. Because I think I gave like one of his he had the big Sauruses. I think he gave like a long-term injury, and he was like, I'll be better off just starting the whole league over again.
Can you hand me a napkin? I forgot I'm supposed to be competing bases over here. I gotta make a hole here, make a clean hole. Good times.
Yeah, it was fun. So like I had an orc team, and then I had a high elf team. And my high elf team was not very good because I didn't really know how to play high elves. Because I had played orcs before, and I was just like, oh, high elves, the linemen have better stats than orcs do. You know, like my linemen are better quarterbacks than my orc quarterbacks, or throwers, is what they're called. And I wasn't necessarily wrong, but the thing is that like the reason why you have rerolls in the game is because you roll ones. You know, it's a 1 and 6 on everything. So you know, you throw the ball, you roll a 1. It doesn't. You know, you don't add anything to it. You know, you just fumble the ball. But if you have the reroll, you know what I mean, for this, you know, the player, for being a thrower or whatever, it makes your character a lot better. And so I didn't realize that at the time. Sometimes having skills can be better than having stats, because you know, it doesn't matter. You could have the best agility in the world, but if you roll a 1, you miss. You know, but if you have a reroll, you know, you can overcome a really bad roll. The chances of you rolling really bad twice in a row are a lot less than, you know, rolling bad once. So. But yeah. But yeah, Blood Bowl's a fun game. And you really do want to do. It plays a lot different when you play match play versus, you know, one-off games.
Now, for people at home that don't know, our buddy Eric is like a world champion Blood Bowl player.
Yeah, he won the Chaos Cup.
Yeah, he's got a Chaos Cup at his house.
Which I tell people that, and they're like, no, he didn't. And I'm like, okay, don't believe that's fine.
I remember I posted a picture of the Blood Bowl Cup on the Mordheim forum, and they're like, "What the fuck is this for? What is this, a Mordheim forum, not a Blood Bowl forum? You need to take that crap down." I'm like, what? I mean, that's like saying like, "Oh, this is NFL. We don't want to see your Stanley Cup that you won," you know.
I mean,
it's still a cool achievement.
Yeah, well, but the other thing is like also too, it's like they're more adjacent. That'd be more like, you know, like, I don't know, Blood Bowl. You think it'd be a lot of crossover, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you'd think people could at least appreciate. I mean, nobody. Most people have never even seen the Blood Bowl Cup. You know.
Yeah.
And so I thought, hey, check this out. This is cool. My buddy has this in his house. And he won it in Germany or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know. He had to go to Berlin to win it. So.
Yeah, when he found out I was playing the Amazon team, he's like, if you need any help, just let me know. So I texted him, like, I'm about to play Dwarves. What do you do? He's like, you lose. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. He's like, well, you don't necessarily lose, but you really need these characters to do, you know, he gave me some tips, and it was helpful, but he was like, yeah, it's not a good matchup, not a good matchup. But
yeah, so these guys will be quote unquote table ready as best as we can make them here. I mean, because we can't be spending like months and months and months just painting these dudes.
like we have been.
Yeah. We got our shit to do.
I always think, like, if I won the lottery, what would I do? And I'd like to think it'd be like finally paint all my miniatures. But I probably wouldn't. I'd probably buy way too many miniatures. And be like, I'll paint them eventually.
I've kind of gotten out of the whole buying the miniatures because I got so many now that I don't really, quote unquote, need anymore. Like you said, it's like I got more minis than I can paint, but it's like I paint most of my minis, you know.
Yeah.
I have minis in reserve for when I want to, you know, like I'm not doing orcs right now, but I could, you know.
Yeah.
And the thing with Games Workshop is like they want to sell you a shitload of minis. But the games we play don't need a shitload of minis, so I have way more minis than I need for the kind of games that we play, you know. Because we play skirmish level, and not necessarily now, but back in the day, you know, they were more concerned with high volume, you know, huge stacks of dudes.
Yeah, because they want everyone to play 40k or, you know, standard Warhammer, and then those.
What is this contrast?
So that's speed paints. Those are the speed paints. So what you do is they're like an ink that lays on top of everything, as opposed to.
What is this?
That's just a standard.
Light blue.
Yeah. I think that's a Vallejo. Acrylic paint.
Azure Vallejo. Okay. I need some kind of blue highlight for these.
If you're not a painting person, Vallejo makes some of the best paints there are, but they're not always the easiest to get.
What am I getting rid of?
I don't know.
Pink. Getting rid of pink.
But yeah, Vallejo makes really good paints. They're just, like I said, they're not always the easiest to get a hold of.
It's not. I'm looking for an electric blue.
I don't know. What could you add to that to make it? I mean, I got some metallics. I don't know. That probably would work. I don't know. If you do that,
Oh, the bases are
still
wet.
wet.
Shit.
What I've noticed is that when I use that paint, it looks like stonewashed jeans, kind of, because you know, like the blue goes in the cracks pretty well.
Oh fuck.
You had one job, Franz. One fucking job.
Well,
One job, Franz.
doesn't look bad.
No,
Doesn't look.
It doesn't look bad.
If he wanted it to look better, he would be here.
Yeah. I blame you for not showing up.
just gonna leave that alone. It doesn't need to be oh shit, I did it again. It's alright. Alright, let's take a look here. Let's take him by the knife. Let's get his legs. Oh yeah, that doesn't look bad. It looks something. It looks like something. And something is better than nothing.
I'm not gonna lie though, the gray bases, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, they're in the cemetery.
And I get why. I just, for some reason, it just feels wrong. You know what I mean? You know, I guess since I painted so many gray miniatures over the years, you know, like seeing gray, it's like that doesn't feel natural.
They're not supposed to be natural. All right, that's it. That's good. I'm gonna leave them there.
And like that, Franz was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Our
looking pretty good.
warband is okay.
I got.
Do I need to red tone?
Oh, you can look
Those
at these guys and see what you think of them.
They definitely need. Yeah, they need tone.
They need tone.
To what do you call it? Match with these other dudes. We'll just give them we'll give them tone.
Yeah, because what I did was I basically put speed paints on them, and then I kind of went over some light tone or whatever. But they're not toned like the same way, so they would look like they'd stand out awkwardly. I have the light tone too. I think I grabbed the light tone.
That's all right. The light tone is for
you
some.
love to square out all the stuff.
You got to use it.
I know. I'm doing it. I'm doing it like
Being cheap.
like I'm trying to not drown the baby ants. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I'm trying to, hey, I can tell the ant's thirsty. I'm gonna put some water. And you're just like, ah. You gotta learn to swim sometime.
That's right.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I don't know if that'll focus.
They probably can't see it. Well, it needs to dry too. Right now, it looks
Well, we're gonna get one of those there. One of them there. What do you call them?
lazy Susan.
Those turntable. And we're gonna turntable these things so everybody can see what they look like.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be cool. And they'll see up close when we're done.
So there's this one guy I watch Wii War Game,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a turntable, and what he'll do on his turntable is he'll put different miniatures from different companies next to each other, so you can get an idea of scale. He just looks wet right now.
It's like when I mop the floor at work.
Yeah.
And it's all wet and shiny, and I take a picture for my boss, and it looks all clean. It's like, yeah, but it's wet. What does it look like when it's dry?
Yeah.
It's like, you don't need to worry about what it looks like when it's dry. Why don't you go down there and see? You know.
I'll come down in an hour.
Let's do this number here, so you can see. Focus. 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 There we go. God darn it. Come on. There we go. Boom.
I like these little super fine brushes you got. They look like toothpicks.
Did I get those?
I don't know.
I thought those were yours.
They're not mine.
Oh, I think I got those at the $1.99.
They're
You know what? They're not brushes. They're
They're super fine hobby brush. 10
they're for applying super glue.
bendable mini brushes for detail application of paint, adhesive, lubricants, and solvents.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for tonight.
They look like a dental tool. They look like, like, hey, we got to put the special glue on this. So your
Can I get another napkin?
yeah.
All right, guys, that's it.
All right,
We'll see you
bye,
next time.
Internet. Have a great week.